Yo, what's good, Deech TV? Finally happy to get back to you guys, man. It's been a minute since the last videos we dropped. A lot of things been going on, man. I had to get a whole new computer. Just had baby number two, so life's been busy. AAU basketball's in the heat of that, so it's been challenging, but I got to be more consistent with the content. I owe you guys that, but I'm excited to get back to it. New computer, you can see the camera quality looks a little better. Sound probably is going to sound a little better. So we're working. We're working. You know, we're going to get you guys some good content. So today's topic, man, I've let everybody discuss it too long. As much as everybody watches Bronny James, I feel like I'm the guy. I'm the guy that has been watching him since probably seventh grade. I want to say sixth or seventh grade. Been watching him consistently. All his high school games, watched all of those. Been watching him on the EYBL circuit since he was as his freshman year in high school. So I'm pretty tapped in since they started. I watched them transition from North Coast Blue Chips to Strive for Greatness. So I'm tapped in, man, and I feel like I've watched so much Bronny James film. And I honestly, the way everyone is viewing this, it's bothering me, man. It's bothering me. The combine just happened. The guy, he was listed at 6'1.5", without shoes, and we don't play basketball without shoes, so I don't even understand why that was even such taboo. He's about 6'3" with shoes on. I've seen a picture of him and Steph Curry right next to each other, same exact height. And he's around 210 pounds of straight muscle, clearly, as you'll see in the video we're going to look at. So the guy, he's being judged very harsh. The last video I made was before. It was when he was just coming back. So it's before he's actually been able to get his feet up under him. Didn't have a really good season this year. 5 points per game, that's better than Russell Westbrook's freshman year in college. And I'm not comparing him to him. I don't think he's that yet. But he's 19 years old. There's certain guys that are going to be top picks like Jared McCain, who's around 20 years old. You got Dalton Connect. I think he's around 22, 23. A lot of these guys are going to be finished products already. So that's the most intriguing thing about Bronny is that he's around 19 years old. And a lot of us are putting our own perspective into what we feel about Bronny James and what we feel a college player should look like versus what NBA GMs think. That's what matters. And if you guys really think that they're willing to risk their jobs to draft Bronny James and he's completely trash and they're willing to give him a workout and put him on the team just because his dad, I think you guys are really mistaken. And I think you should really take a step back. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to think he's the greatest player in the world, but he knows how to play basketball. Like, let's be real. He didn't have a great season, but you guys have to understand there's a difference. College basketball is so much different than the NBA game. They're so much different. And what you heard Bronny James say is that he believes he's going to be a role player right away. He compares himself to Davion Mitchell. Drew Holiday's probably the high end. We won't call him that, but a Davion Mitchell, Derek White, those type of guys. If he's betting on himself to have that type of impact, and that's what he should be judged off of. Not he doesn't believe that he's going to be a superstar, and that's out of the picture right now. And he could grow into that, but for now, guys that are trustworthy and know a role, he won't switch up when he gets a $1 million contract. He's already a millionaire. NBA GM has to trust that all of these guys in this draft pool right now are not going to be different people when you have to invest in them in your business. So it's a very nuanced conversation, but the thing I don't like is that people are trying to discredit he's not good. That's weird. That's really weird. And then I also don't like saying, he's not ready. No one's ready. No one's ready that goes to the NBA. This whole first round draft of this year of 2024, they all probably end up in the G League. So let's take a look at this. shout out to this guy, The Hooper Show. He has all the content. I'm gonna put a link. I'm gonna link his video. I don't want any copyright issues, but he always comes through with the content on Bronny James. I've been watching him for a few weeks now. So this is his NBA draft workout. You see him. He went 19 for 25 at the NBA Combine on the shooting drill. A lot of people were talking about. I overheard like Colin Cowherd talking about his release and how slow it is. Like, bro, you're not rushing through your release when there's no one there. These are shots that happen in game where there's not going to be any contest. See right here, you see him operating off of pick and roll. One criticism I did like, which I actually agree with, is that he does not go right well. And that's something he does have to work on. He's very good going left, as you can see a lot of this stuff. So it's him going right. Usually will pull up on that right hand. He's good off of pulling up, but getting to the cup off the right hand is something that I like to see him get some veer finishes, things like that, being able to land on two. I think that'll be really beneficial for him. I would love to see a coach really work with him on landing on two, because he's a high-level athlete. He can dunk off of two. You'll see it later in this. As you can see, the shooting stroke's fine. I don't even want to listen to anybody say they want to tamper. You say you want to tamper with his jump shot, and you're talking about how his release is like, that's not a slow release. Watch this. These are not slow releases. These are just nice and easy. It's natural. He's a natural shooter. That's what you can see from this jump shot. Like the good wrist flick. It's a confident jump shot. When he's open and the more reps he gets, he's been getting real reps right now because he's working out every single day. You can see the guy, like we talked about the 210, he's a clean 210. Clean 210. Probably less than 5% body fat easily. So we want to try to act like 6'3", 40.5-inch vertical, 210 pounds is a normal person. That's not a normal being. Now, I don't know any of you guys with a 40.5-inch vertical and 6'3", and 210 pounds and less than 5% body fat. You show me any of you guys who are saying that he's not a good basketball player. I would love to see what you guys' measurables were at 19 years old. Very few people. He's an NBA, bro. He's an NBA player. You can't tell me. Wait till we see the athleticism portion. This isn't Patrick. You can't see him being Patrick Beverly. That's weird. That's weird to me. That frustrates me because you guys are really trying to say he's not ready. He can't be Patrick Beverly right now. He can't be. Look at this. Look at this. Watch this, please. Don't tell me that he can't be Patrick Beverly. That's just weird energy. And it's like you saying, yeah, he gets notoriety, some notoriety from his dad, but he's built his own platform, and regardless, he still can play basketball. This is a guy that can play basketball. Look at the arena. They're not going to be filled for a guy that can't hoop. That's weird. It was number 19 player in the country his senior year. Scored 15 points in the McDonald's All-American game. I think he was only less points than like Ron Holland and Isaiah Collier, who are both lottery picks. So the guy can play. He's hooped on national stages too. I don't know if this didn't get the athleticism portion. But yeah, this guy shooting it well. That's from deep. He's all NBA threes too. He's working on the NBA court and attacking the basket. This is elite athleticism. I would love, like I said, to see what you guys' player builds were at this age. The guys who are sitting there, they can play off twos, supreme athleticism. This guy's elite. And no Diddy, bro. Like the guy's in tremendous shape. He's only gonna keep getting in more shape. The work won't stop for him. This is not normal. This is not normal. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's going back to back to back dunks. Like, I wish you guys really thought. I wish you guys really knew. Like, this is not normal. Like, I watch basketball all the time, and the guys, and I've even heard people who know the game and talk in these circles too. And I completely disagree. Like, I disagree with a lot of them because they'll say that stuff too. Like, he's not XYZ. Like, bro, your players don't do this. I've watched plenty of high school players who are 19 in high school too as well. They don't do this. They don't do this. And it's frustrating. I get very frustrated with this because I am a LeBron. I support LeBron James. And even if I didn't support him, I watch his son, and I'm like, bro, he can really hoop. I want him to do. We want him to be the elite scorer, and even sometimes with LeBron, sometimes I think that's the only hole in LeBron's game is that he's too selfless sometimes. And we all want him to be a certain way as a player, but that doesn't matter. It's not like that's who he is as a player. Man, NBA teams are buying into who he is as a player. As much as you guys you don't see it, but they're buying into it. And he has a workout with the Phoenix Suns, who have a pick at 22. He's gonna work out. He already worked. I think he has a workout for the Lakers. Rich Paul says he's taking a select few of interviews and workouts for teams, but the guy can hoop. He can hoop. And let's stop discrediting him. Man. You may not feel he's going to get drafted. Whatever. That's fine. He may not. Who cares? Like, that's whatever besides the point. But he will be on the NBA roster. And I love that he went to the NBA because he's not – the college game is – if you really understand, I really love college basketball. And I love the NBA. But I love college basketball more. It is a way different game. And the main thing you want to look at is why all these top scorers, all these National Player of the Years – are not going. Zach Edey won National Player of the Year. Why would you come back to school? Drew Timme, National Player of the Year. There's numerous guys you will see that win National Players of the Years and will be at the best NBA role players. I want to say Josh Hart. Josh Hart was one. He may have not won it, but these guys that win National Player, Luka Garza from Iowa. National Players of the Years, and they're not the superstars, and they're not drafted in the lottery. They're not. I'm telling you. You guys have to understand that it's a difference. It's a difference. It's a big difference between those guys. And I'm putting up the list right now. Obi Toppin, role player. He got drafted in the lottery, I want to say, but he's a role player. Zion Williamson's an exception. Frank Mason won one. Denzel Valentine, well, yeah, he won. He didn't get the Naismith. But Frank Kaminsky, that was the year Duke won the national championship. Trey Burke, I think cleared out one. Look at him, role player. These guys, like, it's a reason these people, like, the college game is so different. There's a select few guys that stand out that were National Players of the Year. Even Adam Morrison's one. But Kevin Durant's, of course, elite. Blake Griffin had an elite career. Anthony Davis, Jalen Brunson now, Zion Williamson. Yeah, there are exceptions. Oscar Tshiebwe, undrafted just recently, 2021, undrafted. Understand that. It's a different game in the NBA. Scouts understand that. There's zones. There's different things like that. So a guy like Bronny with his athleticism, he can get out and transition. He's going to play the right way. I compare him to Josh Green right now for the Mavericks. Watch Josh Green. That's a guy that Bronny will be like and will carve out a great path for him. That's who he is, and NBA teams understand that, and he understands it. The fans don't understand it right now, and that's the issue, and that's the disconnect, and that's why you see it be this great debate, and you see all the negativity. We'll get some more content over. There's some other guys I want to talk about in the draft too, especially like Reed Shepherd. He's an intriguing one because he's been in that top 10, top 5 range. So a lot of people have some opinions about him. I like the guy Dalton Knecht. He's a really good player. Alexander Sarr, who's projected universally right now, he's interesting too as well. But I would love to dive deep into a lot, looking at all of these guys' film and giving you guys some reviews on who guys you should be looking out for. Because I really want you guys, so if you anything you want to take away from this conversation, look at the college game differently. So stats, things like that, your highest scores, guys like Caleb Love didn't even get invited. He's a good player, but he didn't even get invited to the combine. He'll go undrafted probably. So all of these different things, the NBA values different things than you value as a fan. Understand that. All right? Like I always say, put God first, stack your bread. Peace.